Yeah. There we are. Room looks lovely.
Oh.
I want to thank you both for all the work you've done to prepare the house for Nola's return. Oh, Mrs. Renfield, now I've ordered a dozen long-stem roses. They'll be arriving later on today. I'm going to take them with me to the airport when Tony and I and Anastasia go to meet Nola.
Good. When is she due in?
Well, the plane is due to arrive at 7. I've made dinner reservations for 2 at Gilbert's for 8 o'clock. But when I bring her back here, I want a moment or two alone.
Well, of course, I'll see to it. I suppose you have told Nola that Rebecca is still here.
No. No, I haven't.
But, Mr. McCord, surely you must tell her before she arrives home. If she walks into this house and sees Rebecca is still here...
I know, Mrs. Renfield, I know. I've made a promise to Nola, and I had to break it. I just pray to God that she'll understand why.
For sakes, that Nola will not only just understand, but that she will be able to help you through this.
Oh, Mrs. Renfield, perhaps that's just too much to ask of Nola.
Mr. McCord, it isn't just Rebecca being here that disturbs me. It's what she did to convince you to allow her to stay here. That really is what is concerning me the most. Did she use...
Yes, Mrs. Renfield, she did. But what Rebecca wants or demands is not my concern right now. All I can think about is Nola coming home. You know, I never realized I would miss her this much.
If you will excuse me, Mr. McCord, I will go and clean the car.
Of course, Fritz.
Well, I've prepared Nola's room. Would you like to see it? You might want to make a few last-minute changes.
Yes, thank you.
Shall we?
We never get over worrying about them, do we?
No. Oh, hi, Quint. Come on in.
Oh, hello, Mr. Reardon.
Why, Quint.
Mr. Chamberlain.
Good to see you.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I rang the front doorbell, but it didn't seem to work. I was just wondering if Tony's ready to go.
I'll tell you that you're here.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Reardon.
Away we go.
Mr. Chamberlain, I was glad to see that you made Alan Spaulding's party the other night. After what your daughter said, I figured you weren't attending. But, oh, and I am curious, how is your health?
Oh, it's fine, although Vanessa seems to want people to think otherwise. Actually, I'm in better physical condition than I have been in years.
Well, I'm very pleased to hear that.
Of course, I was feeling a little poorly last night, but it had nothing to do with my health, no. I've had one of the biggest disappointments in my life. It's left me a little depressed.
I'm sorry.
Well, actually, it's probably for the best. I've been searching for something for years. And now I have to realize it's beyond my grasp. I'm not a man that takes readily to defeat, especially not when it comes to something as important as this.
Mr. Chamberlain,
Hi, tell Tony here. He'll be down soon.
Oh, thank you. Well, perhaps in time you'll be able to hope once more.
I hope
Thanks a
so.
lot.
All right, Bee, ready?
Yeah, thanks for waiting. Very nice
Oh,
of you.
Bee, I don't mind waiting for you.
Bye, Quint. Nice to see you.
Bye.
Bye, Quentin.
Bye.
What are you still doing here?
Nola. I thought I heard the front door. When did your plane arrive?
What is she doing here, Mrs. Renfield?
Nola, I'll be right back.
I'm still here because Quentin begged me to stay.
I don't believe you.
Do you really think I'd stay another minute if he hadn't asked me to? He needs someone, well, I hope you'll forgive me, but someone from his own class who shares the same frame of reference, the same interests, like riding, fencing, music. All the things he hasn't been able to share with anyone since he came to Springfield.
You're lying.
Am I?
I'm gonna make you tell me the truth if it's the last thing I do.
Tony? Hello?
Oh, Mr. McCord. Thank heavens you're still there. Nola is home.
What?
Yes, and I'm afraid she and Rebecca are...
I'll be right there.
Sorry, every
I can't talk to you now. I'll call you later.
I think the truth might be a little more than you can handle.
Nothing that you could say or you do would turn me against Quentin, and I know that's what you're trying to do.
Now, why would I want to do that?
Because you're in love with him, that's why.
I am.
Yes. I think you'd do anything to get him back, to hold on to him. I think you're blackmailing him.
You little fool. Do you think I'd resort to anything as coarse as blackmail to keep Quentin in my life? Or that I'd have to? No. Quentin is mine, and he always will be.
Nola, I've just telephoned Mr. McCord.
Mrs. Renfield, what is she still doing here?
I can't tell you that. Only Mr. McCord can. I know that he wants to be the one...
To make the appropriate apologies. Isn't that right, Violet? Tell her that Quentin asked me to stay for as long as I wish, no matter what he may have said to her.
Is that true, Mrs. Renfield?
Nola, please, my dear. I just want you to wait.
No, I won't wait.
Please excuse me. I'm going up to my room.
Rebecca! I think you'd better wait down here. I am quite sure that Mr. McCord will have to speak a few unpleasant words to you when he comes home.
Then tell him where he can find me.
Nola, now please, I beg of you to listen to me. Mr. McCord was under the impression that your aeroplane came in at 7 o'clock. That's why he went over to your mother's. He and Anthony were going to take Anastasia to the airport.
I sent him a telegram that I'd be here earlier.
My dear, I am quite certain he never received it. This whole thing is just a misunderstanding.
It's not a misunderstanding that Rebecca's here, Mrs. Renfield. I just don't buy it.
No, Nola? Nola? Where are you going?
I don't know. I can't stay here any longer.
No, Nola, please. You mustn't go. You must wait until Mr. McCord comes home and explains everything to you. I beg of you.
Nola. Nola, where are you going?
You have lied to me for the last time. I'm leaving, and there's nothing you can do to stop me.